Welcome back. So last time I did a load of work downstairs and it's in a better state, but it's still not quite ready to use down there. So this time what I am going to do is I am going to try to recover the gas that's downstairs, because we have a large tank full of gas, and frankly I want it, so I'm going to do that. I am going to I need to eat shortly, but I've got a minute. I'm going to move this filter through here. Well, we don't need to worry about all that sort of stuff. Let's just do this. Move the filter through here because it just makes sense. It's where we're getting the volatiles leaking in, and it's the right place to have it going forward, so we'll do that. Right, actually, let's just thinking ahead. I'm going to want a load of pipes, so I may as well have them starting to print while I do this tidy up job. Don't think I'm going to need as many as that, but I'd rather have too many than too few. I do need, I keep forgetting to print, I need a nitrogen filter and I need another pollutant filter. Let's do that, and then next time I'm in the gas annex I can fix that. Right, pipes, do I need 40? I'm sure I'll need them sooner or later. Right, we'll drop those two out there so that in theory I might remember them next time. Go through there. Get these out of the way. Yeah, I'm going to have to deal with that ore. I can hear it jumping around out there. Right, let's get that recycled as well, actually. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to that pipe there. But I'm going to need to modify the cable a bit, the blue cable on the floor in here, I think, because to my eye that looks like it's going to be painful there. Right, actually we probably want a one-way valve. We'll do that. Right, do you know what, I'm going to do the cable next. This will break things. But only for a minute. Whoops, that way around, there we go, and take that bit out of there. Good, okay, that might look a bit mad, but the point is I want to put that as far back as I can so it's not completely in the way. Let's finish those pipes before I do that, because it will be a lot easier. Which side is it going? That side. Have I got just enough? Please say I've got just enough. I have. Amazing. Look at that. It's like I planned it. And then that goes on there, and it's even accessible, which is another bonus. It goes there, then these two. To be honest, let's clean that one before we put it in. This one's fine, it's nearly full. Right. There's some pipe, I'll take it. I want a valve. Okay, that's probably all I need. That can go in there, and it can go one way. There we go. It can turn on. That filter can go in here. Okay, good. So that should now be just pollutant, which it is, and it's bringing out the air here. I'll turn that on. That's now filtering that out. Very nice. That's a nice simple fix. Okay, now let's go do the main bit of the work. Right, first things first, let's dump the waste tank in here. How are we looking for CO2 in here? 6%. Okay, well this should help then. There we go, 19%. Excellent. Right, now let's go and see if we can liberate all that lovely tasty gas that's lurking down in here. Close that. Open that. Right, I'm going to turn this back on because what gas there is down here is extremely hot. Whoops. Right, now then, let's put a long run along there. I'm going to open all these doors down here, obviously with the exception of the ones that connect to upstairs, but I want to actively vent this out now. We'll leave those two shut. Right, there's one little job I do want to do because I forgot that since I started this playthrough we have a new variant of a vent with a valve on it. Whoops, it would be even better if I did it the right way. That's good. And let's spray that one as well so that once we panel in the ceiling we can tell that that's a dirty gas vent. I'm going to do the same with this one as well. It's not so important because we're not going to feed any clean air in yet, but that's turned off. Okay, now I actively want to make sure that is turned off, yeah, otherwise all we're going to do is, once I connect that, suck the air in there and blast it straight back out. Right, the rest of this is all a little bit temporary, but that's kind of okay. Come on, there we go, that way round. Okay, and I need to connect those two ends. Hopefully we've got just about enough to do that. Perfect, with one left here. So I'm going to connect that up there. There we go. Okay, so that should have taken some pressure from that tank. Yeah, it's a 3.86 and the regulator upstairs is currently turned off. Right, so if we look at what's in here, there are about 200 moles of O2 and CO2 in the pipe network, plus another about 1.9 K in there, so 2,100 moles of usable gas, plus obviously plenty of nitrogen, but we're not exactly short nitrogen. Actually, this isn't connected yet, so let's allow that to vacuum out as well. Yeah, that makes sense. I need to remember to shut that one before I do anything. Right, okay, so let's eat. I know, but not for long. There we go. Oh, that's the end of those. Right, okay. That's sorted out my food. Yeah, it's 52 degrees down here. That is not nice, is it? Right, I'm going to leave that... yes, I'm going to leave that running. And I'm going to come up here. And then the last job I need to do is to open this up. I'm going to set that back pressure to 0. Let's just be certain that there's no... Yeah, that's all good. That's going straight to a waistline. Okay, fire it up. And I should be starting to see some... Yep, there we are. There's that hot gas moving through. Shut that. Good, okay. Right, that's that job done. So that's going to take a little while to cycle through, but it is now going to feed through into the gas processor. So the next job, I might have to go now. I just realised I meant to leave these pipes for further indoor work. Never mind, I'll drop them there. I might have to do something with the ore. I feel like that might need something doing. It's making a lot of noise. Let's go and fit these first. Just make sure that the gas processing is doing everything we want it to do. Should be fine, but I'd rather check. Come on, let's get to that nil. There we go. Right. Okay, so this pressure in here is up to 22 now, so that's working better. So I think this stack needed that extra piece of pipe. I don't think it was working properly before. Right, now, that's that one. And that one. Okay, let's have a look and see the state of this then. So I'm expecting this to be hot, but not insane. Yeah, okay, probably fits the bill. So that's obviously still filtering through. If I were to throw that switch temporarily, expect this to drop quite rapidly. Yes. Once we stop putting extra heat in, I might actually just let some of this filter through, to be honest. Because there's quite a lot in there. There's 1,000, no, not 1,000, but 900 moles, 850, 900 moles of usable O2 and CO2 in there. Which would be really nice to be able to get at least as far as these tanks. Yeah, okay, that's coming down quite quickly. Right, so while that's doing that, let me just check these filters. I think they're mostly, because it's quite hot, probably won't need changing yet, but I'd rather check. Oh, these are getting a bit low. We'll change that one, clean it anyway. And one of these is new, but there's the others at 95. That's fine. I mean, there is an argument that says change anything that's not at 100, but I think we can live with that. Oops, run straight into the machine. There we go. How are these looking? 99 at 77. Right, you can get through there, because that one does get quite heavy use. Okay, drop that in. Right, so let's see how this tank is looking now. It's down to 40 degrees. Okay, I just want to make sure that it does actually do its thing. That's at minus 107, so it's still reasonably cold. That's the right line, isn't it? Yeah, that must be. Yes, that's the waste cold. Okay. Yep. Okay. 36, getting there. 10 more degrees and I'll take it, and then we'll turn this back on because that line there is obviously still pretty hot. I would like to process one batch out before I leave here, so that at least we can start to repressurize the main hab, because it's still suffering a bit from my little accident a few episodes ago. It's come down pretty quickly now. He says as it stopped coming down. Why has it stopped coming down? Oh, because that's set to do it at... Why did I set that to 30? I should have set that lower. I should have set that to 25, shouldn't I? I didn't bring the laptop, did I? No. That was dumb. Which is the waste heat exchanger? That one. Right. I'll just have to manually override it. Good job I checked. That's another little job to do. I don't know why I didn't set it to the same temperature that the filtration kicks in at. Because it comes down remarkably quickly when that valve is open. Is that processing? Are the numbers changing? Yes, they are. Okay, that is now running. Okay, well, I think we could probably stand to drop the temperature a little bit more before I turn the system back on and allow it to close the valve. 21, that looks fine. Okay. That's fine. 19. That is good. Right, okay, so that is processing, but it's taking a little while, isn't it? We do have some pressure in the CO2 tank at last. Ah. Okay, that's good. Obviously still got some muck in the nitrogen tank. That will take a long time to fully disperse, but... small enough proportions. I think the volatiles are on the verge of dropping out. Okay, this is actually building up pressure, which suggests that we are generating it. Yeah, that's a tiny amount of volatiles. That's nearly out. That suggests that we're actually generating air faster than we're using it, which is a surprise. But maybe we are. Maybe that's correct. Yeah, 150 kPa of pressure in there. All right. Well, let's turn that system back on then. Obviously, that's going to cause this to go up pretty quickly. That's the valve switching I just heard. Pressure and temperature still rising, but actually not too fast, which would be good if we can balance the inflow and the outflow. I mean, it is creeping up, but if it tops off at sort of 40 degrees or something, it won't take too long to become usable. Alright, well, we'll just leave that running now. I turned everything back on, didn't I? I did turn that valve on, I know I did, because otherwise we wouldn't have seen stuff going in, but I didn't want to forget. Right, okay, let's get back to it. Okay, so while that's busy doing that, I'm going to try and do something with the ore. I'm terrified of the results of opening that door though, so I'm going to try and do that from up here, because I have a feeling it's going to be something of a cascade, given that I can see the shadows of the ore clipping through the walls. Yeah. I'm just trying to think whether there's anything else I can sensibly do for this before I just release the... I wonder whether it's worth sticking a couple of stackers in the front there. It might be worth it. 2 stackers in the front, set them to 50, stick some chutes on that feed back round the back again. See what happens. We'll give it a go. It might be slightly less catastrophic than just opening the door. Okay, I'm getting pressure's coming up nicely in here now. Amazing. That's set correctly, yep. Okay, good. Almost breathable. Right, let's make 2 stackers, and we're going to want some chutes as well. Not going to need 40, but I might take 20. 20, that's quite a lot though, isn't it? Quite a lot of iron. Let's start with 10. See how we get on. This is a bit of a hacky solution, but if I can force it to at least stack some of the ore, it will be slightly less of a mess. I do need to put some proper sorting, smelting, automatic smelting and storage and all of that sort of stuff onto it. But right now I'm just trying to prevent a physics nightmare. And also, frankly, trying to prevent killing myself if I open that door and I'm standing in the wrong place, because I think that's probably what's going to happen. Right. Yeah, I can feel the lagginess just by being near this. So I'm thinking if I stick one there, one there, right, and then if I go up and over here, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with the chutes coming out of them. I mean, ultimately what I want to do is to have the chutes basically going back and dropping in there somehow, don't I? Okay, let's maybe have them merge. Junction pointing upwards. Oops, I had that. There we go, like that. nice if I could put a window in there. I may need that extra one, but it would allow me to see if it was completely full. No, that was not what I wanted to do though. I think that's probably just going to feed them in a circle, but well, we'll see what happens. I'll take whatever I can get. Right, okay, I hope you're ready for this. This is going to be spectacular. In fact, I'm not standing somewhere as precarious as that because I think there's really a lot in there. Go. Wah! See what I prepared. There's still absolutely loads coming out as well. Okay, well this may take a little while to clean up, frankly, but oh dear. I hope I don't need to get inside anytime soon. Guess I'm using the other airlock for a little while then. That's ridiculous. I mean, those are doing their job, although they're not stacking terribly much, just because I didn't really expect they would. It was kind of a bit of a random hope for the best type approach. Right, I think what we might do though is fire up the furnace and try and do some serious smelting. Right. Let's do it. Okay, let's light that. Hopefully. Yeah, we're going. Okay, good. Right. Okay, there we are. It's just insanity. You gonna let me pick that one up? No, that's the wrong side of the wall. I have to fly up and over, which is actually really difficult for some reason. I don't quite understand why there's so much downdraft. I don't think that's related to anything going on in here, although there's definitely some physics nightmares. Well, there's one. There we are. That's my coal. Right, that'll make a batch of steel. Whoops. Threw it too hard. Get in there. Get in there. It's probably not hot enough now. I know it might be. Should be. Yep, nice. Okay, well there's some steel. That can just go in. There's no reason not to just smelt copper. It doesn't off gas. Any more? Not that I can see. I can't really see very much though, to be fair. Let that do its thing and spit that one out. Right. Just grab some silicon. Seems to be quite a lot of that. There's definitely some physics insanity going on when I take things out of here and everything else sort of snaps back together. There's a bit more there. There we are. Okay, we'll open that now. Right, how's this looking? Oh, no, that's not having that, is it? Right, okay, never mind. Right. Let's get a nice large quantity of iron as well, because that's always useful. How hot's that furnace? Still hot enough. Iron. That is not iron. I picked up the wrong one. Okay, that was not hot enough to melt that. Is it going to do iron ingots? No, it's not. That probably is now, though. That's better. Right. Okay, quite a lot more iron still. Yeah, let's spit that out. Maybe try and make some more steel. Should be able to. It's sounding insane in there, isn't it? Right. Nice, that's enough for another batch of steel. Let's just double check that that's 100 iron in there, yep. Okay, copper next, I guess. I'm so glad I'm not standing in there. I imagine there's probably a fair bit that's blown along here, actually, isn't there? Yep. What's the issue here? Temperature. Okay, well, let's I don't know whether that'll get it hot enough. No. Half of those. Whoops, I actually had that open already. Split half. Go on, in you go. Be quite useful if I can end up with quite a lot of hot hydrogen, because we need it for the solid fuel processor anyway. There we go. Good, you can come out. Right, copper. Okay, it doesn't seem to have blown any further than that. I saw the copper and then I missed it. Okay, that's just mental in there. I think we'll just try and... maybe we'll do some gold next then. Yeah, I'll take that one. Right, any more? Pick up anything that will stack with either copper or gold, so therefore copper or gold. Yeah, that's probably wasn't the best way to set that up. where it feeds back in there, but it's done some stacking. Right, okay. That is copper, isn't it? Yes, it is. Go. And you can have that one as well. Whoops, we'll have to go inside soon. Okay, hopefully this is the end of this one. Yep, take that. I'll just throw all that in. Got quite a lot of electrums, so I don't think I need to keep any back to make more of that. I think there was some more gold that had escaped over here as well, wasn't there? Yes, there was. Right, okay. I'll take that. Now then, I'm slightly... Whilst this will cool it down rather rapidly, right, what's the actual mix in there now? Okay, so if I'm going to grab some more nitrice, which is lurking in here. Let's go large. We need to ultimately convert all this nitrice into CO2 anyway, so... Right, now keep it hot for a bit. Right, what else have we got in here? Right, the insanity seems to have stopped in there anyway, so that's a start, isn't it? I actually think the nickel's the biggest problem because it comes out in 1s and 2s. Right, what else we got lurking down in there? Unsurprisingly, lots and lots of iron. Oh, that was actually not a 50. Right, whoops, okay, oh well, might slightly reduce the insanity, I suppose. Not for long. Do I want to risk dropping down into the melee? Right. There we go. This is slightly better. Right. Well, there's plenty of ore to keep me going for the rest of my life anyway. Let's see if I can find any more coal lurking in here. I can, but can't get it. Okay. I feel like I'm in danger of getting buried alive here. Right, okay, let's get out of here. Before I do, let's turn these off, just to stop it being continuously mad. Right, okay, there we go, that will do. Right. Oh, I didn't actually want that one in there. And we'll shut that. That'll keep us going for a little while. Right, I've got to get one of those back in there as well, of course. Right, so there's plenty of coal here that can be deposited for solid fuel generation, which is helpful. So we'll dump that there. Just shut that for a minute. So it's useful that's not an airlock. Right, okay, let's melt the silicon, which needs the highest temperature first. One, two, three, let's drop in, say, a dozen of them, 13. Well, this should be fine, right? Trouble is, we're getting so much other gunk in this furnace now that it takes a long time to build the heat up. On the other hand, it should take quite a long time for it to cool back down. Hopefully that will not be enough to cause a pressure problem. Hopefully. Okay. Right, let's get these through. Just thinking really should have made one more. Oh, power critical. Why is power critical? I'm standing right next to the... Why is that not working? Is this not turned on? No, it's not. It's not even connected, let alone not turned on. Okay, well, that's a different issue. Largely driven by my own stupidity. Right. How hot is that? Hot, but not really hot enough. Okay, I think we'll... Should I work out whether I should just suck that out, whether I can get it hot enough. I probably can't without... That was the input valve. I'm an idiot. We don't want to make a situation worse. We want to make the situation better. Right, okay, that's dropped the pressure somewhat. Okay, I get it. I'm going to have to give up playing with fire in a minute. Not allowed to have any fun. I split half. You really am going to have to go in a minute, aren't I? It's all going wrong. Come on. Get that hot. Oh, I'm going to have maybe not enough nitrice in there. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I just want that to get very, very warm and then extract it. It's not going to do it, is it? It's not quite going to hit the... Either way, I need to get inside, so... Oh, I don't even have any carrying space. Irritating. Shut that, I think, in case it blows away. Right, not really how I wanted to do this, but I think my hand is being forced by the lack of air in my tank. There we are, didn't quite die. It's a little close, wasn't it? Probably cut that a bit too fine, really, but there we go. Never mind. Okay, let's dump my CO2 in here. Look at that, all that lovely CO2. In fact, it's at 94 kPa in here, so that's pumped up nicely. And 93 in here. Okay, might even be safe to start trying to pressurise downstairs. Allow that to equalise first, though. Won't need much, but I do want some to just go through into there. 73, okay, that's fine. There we go. Just balances it out a little bit before we do major works, and those can go down there. Right, I need food. Let's just do a quick potato. What? That's making me thirstier. I'm not drinking out of that bottle anymore. I don't think that's meant to happen. Because I've eaten lower quality food, my maximum hydration has gone down. So when I drink out of the bottle, instead of drinking out of it, I appear to vomit water into the bottle again. At least that should be polluted water. I think I found a bug. I'll report that one at some point. It's kind of funny though. Right. Let's switch those back. In fact, let's switch those. And how are we looking in here? Okay, I mean, despite my little exploding the volatiles incident just now, that is still looking reasonable in here. Right. A good old stock of ingots once I go back out. It's just annoying I've had to do it in 2 trips because I was going to die. Well, that just stacks weirdly. You can just go on the floor, I don't care anymore. There's too much. Right. Okay, back out then. Oof. Okay, that should deal with that problem anyway. Now we'll try and sort this furnace out. Time to cook some more. Do that, and one of those, and get it heating up, and a chunk of those. Oh, thank you. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's another. Right, what's going on here with temperature? Oh, it's nice and hot. I like it. Let's grab that straight out. Oops. What I'm hoping is that what's in there is, yeah, give me a bit of hot volatiles. Turn that off. Okay, let's do that again. Split one, throw that stack. Okay, and that stack. Nice and hot. Right, I'm just going to smelt that last iron. I can just go straight through, and then I'm going to take the heat out of that, and hopefully that will give me a reasonable amount of hot gas for making solid fuel. It's only given me a reasonable amount of ingots, hasn't it? Right, these can just be thrown back in the pit of doom for now. You can go in. I see you trying to escape. I know that you'd rather come in the base with me because it's nice and toasty warm in there, but your place is out here. That's probably going right over. Oh, maybe not. There's more lurking around here, I suspect. Yeah. Okay, right. That should be more or less empty by now. Grab that one. Come on, finish emptying. Just leave it running on a low power setting just to finish emptying itself out. Close that door. Right, let's go see if we can make some more solid fuel ingots. And then if I can, that's probably a reasonable place to end. And to be honest, even if I can't, it's possibly a reasonable place to end. That's good progress though. If we've reclaimed the gas from downstairs, hopefully I've got enough to start thinking about pressurising it soon. There we go, nil, thank you very much. Oh, this is very warm in here now, isn't it? Guess that's the heat from this. That's what happens when you dump a load of heat in the room, I guess. And that one there, that's at 77 degrees. Yeah, that's only at minus 50. That will not be helping. Okay. Hopefully though this system means that we're proactively cooling these tanks, yeah. Okay, so we haven't got a huge amount of gas in there, we haven't got any in there, but it's kind of working. Still quite a lot in there, isn't there? That's going to take a while to clear, I think. In the meantime, what's the state of that? That's 700 degrees. That's actually not really hot enough to use. Okay, well we've pulled some through, I think. I guess we've got some pressure in there. I can see what this looks like in here. Either way, that's going in there, and that's going in there. Yeah, 3 moles. Yeah. I need to process out all the rest of that gas and then deliberately just do a hot run. What I'm going to do very quickly though is try and get enough gas in here just so that it processes the next piece. There we go. Right, so at least now that's ready once we can get the pressure high enough, which obviously at the moment we can't. Okay, alright, there's nothing more to do there until I can generate some more superheated volatiles. How much heat we got left in the hot line? 696 degrees, okay, that's good. This is chuntering away nicely. It's actually generating a kilowatt of power. Okay. It's not really cooling down at all, is it? Oh, very slowly. Oh well, it'll be lovely when it works. Meantime, yeah, we've got a few molecules of CO2 floating around in there. Still really annoyed about this tank. I wonder whether actually I could pressurise it and add a liquid drain. Just use because the pollutants is already liquidised. That would actually be a good solution. I haven't got one in here, have I? No. Alright, maybe I'll try and remember to do that in a future episode. I probably won't remember. Right, okay, well, I think that's probably a sensible place to stop this one. We're coming up to about an hour. That would be an unusual change for me to actually stop when I said I was going to. Just going to see if there's CO2 ice over here that I should retrieve before I go inside. Undoubtedly there is. Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot. Okay. I feel bad leaving this place wrecked like this, but on the other hand it's actually working really efficiently. So Right, I don't really care too much about that pollutant ice. I'm only grabbing it because it might be useful at some point. Wah! There we go. Right, okay, let's get back inside with all my loot. Don't want that melting in my hand. I'm literally just going to throw these on the floor. I've got far too many to sort out nicely. I'll deal with that another time. That's another episode's problem. Should keep me going a little while though, shouldn't it? All of that. Right. Switch that battery because I suspect I probably let pollutant in. Volatiles in rather. Will undoubtedly turn into pollutant as soon as I touch anything. Right. Actually looks fairly stable in here. Okay, so pressure in here is actually it's breathable in here. That's quite nice, isn't it? Should make another suit storage. I can't remember what I needed, whether I was lacking something. Oh, iron. I think I might have got a bit of iron. In fact, I could even splash out and make a whole new suit. Wonder if I've got enough alloys to make a... I can't remember what I need to make a hard suit. I have a feeling I need some advanced alloys that I don't have. But it would be a quite sensible thing to have. I need stellite and astraloy and waspaloy. Okay, that's got to go on the list of things to do, is to make some of those advanced alloys, to be fair. But I will make a spare suit in the meantime. It's probably a good idea. This one's not too badly dinged up, but it's not great. Oh, I could go for the fancy new locker variant, couldn't I? Probably look better if they were both the same. Let's make a battery for that so it can at least be charged up. Could use a smart canister. No, there's no point, it's just extra materials. Don't need it, don't make it. Right, and just so that I've got a ready to use suit, should I need it. There we go, nice. Got some actual contingency. I meant to do one thing before I... Got white paint? No white paint. I guess I should probably print some white paint. Thought I had some. Maybe I used it all. There we go. I mean, that one has no battery in it, but that one should be... Oh yeah, of course we've got no oxygen yet, have we? Okay, well, I'll leave that set up. Let it finish charging at least. There we go, good enough. Has that one got anything in it? Is it just the suit? No, that is just the suit. Okay, worth remembering. Well, that's kind of good because this one's sort of ready to use and the other one is not. The other is more of a backup. There we are, nice and tidy. Right, okay, so I think that is probably a sensible place to stop. I'm just going to go inside and release this CO2 ice. It's clearly going to take a while for the it's going to take a while for the waste gas temperature to come down from the levels it's currently at. However, that will help. 20% CO2 in here now. Right. Yeah, I think that's a sensible place to finish us up. 2, 3, plant 1, plant 2. Put those in there. Grab that in there. Make some French fries. That will allow me to drink the water that I vomited back into the bottle earlier. There we go. Close that. Let's get down here. Down into my fridge in a vacuum. Actually, it's not even reached hard vacuum down here yet, despite all of that time of running. I am surprised. I've got this set correctly, haven't I? I haven't left that open, no. I'm genuinely surprised. I guess I let some gas through when I came in, but... Right, this is coming down anyway. Look, we've nearly emptied that tank, which is good news. And what is in there is at a sensible temperature. In fact, what is in there is basically the same as what's in the atmosphere here now, so I think I might even be inclined to dump it the other way. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just empty the tank. There's a one-way valve there, so we're not going to dump any gunk in. Get the tank empty and I can dismantle it. Actually, I will maybe leave it in place in case of any further mishaps during construction, but hopefully we can just get this into the room and get a little bit of pressure. There's such a small amount, it's not even worth worrying about. Come on, nearly there. Just go slower and slower the closer it gets to empty. I don't want to leave it though, running, expelling, and then find I make some bad connection somewhere. That'll do. That's good enough. There's almost nothing in there, just a little bit of nitrogen. Okay, that's fine. In fact, the gas processor's had that anyway. Okay, nice. So that's got us to a stage where we've got a sensible temperature, very thin atmosphere down here. I think we'll shut that one now. In fact, I'm going to shut most of these until I'm ready to use them. Right, okay, so hopefully next episode we can start actually getting some of these rooms into proper service. This has been a bit of a question of organising things, but we did sort out all that ore. We have plenty of materials for next time for manufacturing. So we should be able to build the elevator and all the other things we want to do. But for now, I think that is a sensible place to stop. So, hope you enjoyed it. It was a slightly mishmash of an episode of finishing various things, but I think fairly productive, so all good. And I hope to see you on the next episode. Bye for now.